Hey mama, if you're listening to this, you might be carrying a secret that feels too heavy to speak out loud. You look like you got it all together, you serve at church, maybe you even lead a Bible study. You smile when you drop off the kids, but no one sees the other side of you, the one that comes out behind closed doors. At home, you are a completely different person. You yell, you explode, you scream at your kids, sometimes in their face. You tell them to shut up. You grab them too harshly. You throw things across the room. You smack them in anger, twist their ears, spank them in rage, and immediately after, you are hit with a tidal wave of shame. You cry alone in your room and you whisper, "God, what is wrong with me?" You feel scared and disgusted by your own reactions. You're terrified that someone might find out. You wonder if your kids would be better off without you. You feel unworthy, broken, and too far gone to be redeemed. You try to fix this on your own. You listen to podcasts, parenting books, download freebies, but nothing changes. You keep falling back into the same patterns, and it feels like you are stuck in a cycle that you can't break. You don't trust yourself anymore, and if you're honest, you are afraid of who you've become. But here's the truth, Mama. You are not beyond hope. You're not alone, and with God's help and the right support, you can change. I'm Elizabeth, a mom of 4 and an anger management coach for Christian moms. And inside my Calm Christian Mom coaching program, I guide women just like you through a powerful transformation. This isn't shallow behavior management. We go deep. We address your triggers, your stress, your mindset, your nervous system, and the spiritual root behind your patterns. We invite God into every layer and walk hand in hand towards healing. In just 12 weeks, you can become a completely different mom, unrecognizable. One who leads with patience, not panic. One whose children feel emotionally safe around her. One who cultivates peace. This summer, I'm offering a Calm Mama strategy session, a powerful 15-minute one-on-one coaching session designed to help you uncover the root of your anger and receive spiritual, emotional, and practical support. It's your chance to experience what coaching is like with me before diving deeper into ongoing support. If we both feel like the full program is the next right step, we can talk about what that looks like for you. You don't have to keep living like this. Your family is worth healing, and so are you. Use the link in the show notes to book the Calm Mama strategy session. Today, I'll answer a question on the podcast, how to avoid frustration when your kids are melting down. So one of my clients asked me this question on the coaching call, and I will answer it here in the podcast. Also, if you have a question that you would like for me to answer on the podcast, there are 2 ways for you to submit that question. In the show notes, you can click on a voice note and leave me a 90-second voice note. You don't have to put your name in there. It can remain anonymous. Or you can just fill out a form with a question and I will answer it on the podcast. All right, let's get into this episode.
My 2-year-old she's in a hitting, throwing, biting stage. Like we're in a really challenging stage with her. And my 4-year-old is if she gets bullied, she kind of freezes, looks for me. She's my timid girl. My 2-year-old is the bully. My biggest issue is before we even get to the point of correction where I'm calmly showing her what she should be doing instead of telling her, don't hit, don't bite. It's a good 15 minutes sometimes of her having a pure meltdown. Just the fact of me like saying, we don't hit. And she like automatically wants to go and like fight her sister. And she just gets kind of combative. And I'm trying to just honestly kind of hold her down so she stops hitting me and hitting my oldest. And so I get so frustrated in that moment because it literally takes everything out of me. Like I am drained from her crying and throwing things around, and to that when we get to the point of correction, I'm almost like brain dead. I don't even know what to say. And that's generally like when I lose it, is when I'm just so tired of the meltdowns and it's like all day long. And so how do I really just stay calm through that?
So, first of all, it is very common for toddlers to have that. Not all of them, some a little bit more intense, who are a little bit more feisty. They might have that type of personality. So, you're doing the right thing by separating them. And I will pick up my toddler too. And I will say, hitting hurts. I will
Hmm.
help you stop. I set a boundary. I will help you stop. I will hold you. And then I separate her and put her in a different room. And oftentimes I'm with her. And so the biggest thing that allows us to not feel frustrated in that moment. Yes, you might still have some sort of frustration because it's your mindset, what you choose to believe about your daughter's behavior. If you choose to believe that she's doing this to make your day hard, this is ruining your time. If you think negative thoughts that produce more frustration, you will feel really frustrated. When is she going to learn this? She should know better. How many times have I already taught her? Versus she feels so out of control and this is hard for her. This is normal for a toddler. She feels really out of control. This is hard for her. She's having a hard time. And I can be calm in the storm. Jesus, please help me stay calm right now. Help me stay grounded and calm. This is hard for her. She's having a hard time. I can be her safe person. Because when a toddler has such big emotions, like when you scream, when you are in a fit of rage, that's your toddler in that moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you want to throw things, you want to hit things, you want to take it out on others. That's why it's like physically coming out. Because and you're going to learn it in this coming week about different parts of the brain. Our thinking part of the brain is our logical part of the brain where we can think, make good choices, problem solve. We're learning in that part of the brain. We're maturing in that part of the brain. When we starting to feel dysregulated, frustrated, kind of annoyed, we switch to the
Hmm.
emotional part of the brain in the center. And that's when we have attitude. That's when we're just kind of disrespectful, rude. We only see our perspective. We're not physical yet, but it's coming out verbally. We're starting to say unkind things, not necessarily terrible things yet, but just unkind things. And then when the stress builds up enough, when we feel enough out of control, things are not going our way and we don't have the tools, we switch to the survival part of the brain. And that's when we completely lose our lid. We feel rage, we feel out of control. That's when we scream at the top of our lungs, our throat hurts. That's when we throw things. Like rage is the flip side of helplessness. When you feel so helpless, rage comes out, right? And so then you scream, you yell, you feel completely out of control. You literally say the nastiest things that you never thought you would ever say. And you're like, later on, you're like, how in the world did I even say that? It's like you see an aerial view of yourself. It's a train going 1,000 miles an hour and you cannot stop. And that's why we do things in this program proactively to help you regulate regularly and to recognize when you're getting escalated and support yourself before you get to the rage. So we don't even get to the rage. You'll get dysregulated, you'll feel frustrated, and that's normal, but you'll be able to, with mindset work and proactive support and like spiritual support, you're going to be able to stay between the thinking brain and the emotional part of the brain and not get to the rage. Right. And being able to recognize when you're emotional and do things that will support you to move back to the thinking brain. Well, when a toddler's throwing a fit like that, she's completely out of control. She feels helpless and it just feels really, really hard for her. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we yell more at them in that moment, if we punish them even more at that moment, they already feel so scared of their feelings, just like you feel scared of your rage when it's out of control. That's how she feels in that little tiny 2-year-old body. Okay. So it feels
Mm.
really, really scary for her. So she needs a safe individual. If we grew up in a home where feelings were not allowed to be expressed, when your meltdowns and your emotions were seen as wrong, we feel triggered by our kids' emotions. When I was going through parenting counseling, they called it shark music. They were showing a picture of the beach, like just a calm beach, and then they had shark music playing in the background. Like in the movie like Jaws or something, they had like shark music. The beach is calm and peaceful, but they had shark music playing. And then you're just getting
Mhm.
intense. Like you're just feeling like on edge. And then they did the same video with calm and peaceful music. And they
Mhm.
like that was just the analogy. It's like the music that we have, the story we have in our head about emotions. If we feel like it's wrong for kids to have feelings and meltdowns and that we have to make it stop right now, and like, and that it's like a terrible thing, it's wasting my time, whatever it is, the thoughts, you will feel more frustrated. Versus this is hard for her. She's having a hard time. With God's help, I can be the calm person for her. I just need to last 1 minute longer than her.
Mhm.
I can be safe. I can stay calm. Like, and then you can, like, typically when they're in rage, not a lot of things help. Like with my daughter, she will kick and scream. She will, like, try to hit me, and I will just hold her hands and say, I will help you stop. Hitting hurts. And then sometimes with toddlers, if I take her to her room and she has some soft toys, I can start throwing
Mhm.
soft toys at the wall. And so it's like a physical release. And at some point she tries to do it with me because she wants, like, you want physical, when you're in rage, you want physical release. You need like that physical
Yes.
intentional release. So it's
Yeah.
not, you don't need necessarily a calming technique. When you're frustrated, you need a calming technique. When you feel rage, you need a physical release. And so
Mhm.
I would even have like old notebooks where the kids would just like rip a page and like crumple it and rip it up. And so just maybe even having like a stack of old papers or like old mail that you don't need, like in the closet in their room. And when you bring her to the room, you can just take it out and you start doing it. You don't tell her to do it because she's going to resist you on everything. You start
Yeah.
doing it. And you just like pick it up and rip and you're like, crumple it. So mad. I feel so mad. And so it's like that physical release to help them like release that frustration and anger. I've done that with my kids, and that has been helpful. So it's a safe way. It's not hurting anybody. It's not hurting them, because as they get older and they will mature and they learn these skills and they learn the regulation, you'll be able to recognize when they're getting escalated. You're going to have the tools of communication. If they're getting frustrated and they're getting upset and you say, oh, I know you really wanted to, you were really hoping to, you're able to get them travel that curve faster without going all the way up to rage. Okay. You can't stop their feelings, but you can help them travel it faster. When somebody is in rage, there's not much you can do. Your
Yeah.
job is to just keep her physically safe. And as you're going to learn these tools with communicating better with her, she's not going to get to the rage as much. It's going to take some time, but she's not going to have those meltdowns as much, because oftentimes, as we create more of that empathy and connection with our kids, they just feel more safer and they're more emotionally regulated, and there's just less meltdowns to begin with. There's just
Yeah.
less of them overall. So that's just some hope for you. You're going to get there. Also, she's just learning and she's maturing, and it's a normal part of being a toddler, having big feelings. And some kids just have stronger feelings than others. And they're a
Yeah.
little bit more intense. My daughter's feelings are more intense than some of my boys. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Very, very helpful. So I will be trying that because I notice after like daycare days where she's super tired, those meltdowns are very
Mm,
prone to happening. So I'll let you know how that works
yeah.
out.
I hope you found this Q&A helpful. And if you are struggling with feeling really frustrated and angry and extremely triggered when your kids are having meltdown, if you find yourself spanking out of anger and screaming, yelling at your kids, things that you wish you would never say, maybe even swearing and shaming them, and you want to know how to stop that, you want support, you want someone to guide you and give you step-by-step process, because whatever you're doing isn't working, then the next step is to go check out my coaching program. The link is in the show notes. It will give you all the details. And the next step after that is to book a free consultation call with me. On that call, you and I get to talk a little bit about what's going on. What are your goals? What do you want out of your motherhood? And if I feel like my program is a good fit for you, I will invite you to enroll into Calm Christian Mom Coaching Program. And if not, I will guide you in the right direction. You have nothing to lose. The program is 100% money back guarantee. And as of today, it has a 100% satisfaction rate, of those who finish the coaching program. All right, friend, we'll talk soon. Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.